So, right after that, before anything else, I just want to say this is not going to be a reaction because I've already watched this, but I just thought this would be a good video to just give my thoughts and impressions on this game because Kirby Air Ride was one of my favorite games growing up. So like Kirby Air Riders is kind of like really big for me. So I don't know if I'll be streaming the game whenever it comes out. We'll see if I can get a capture card by that point, but I thought at the very least I would at least give my thoughts and impressions on this because this is a huge game for me. So again, this is not going to be a reaction video. I've already seen the trailer or the direct, I mean, and so I'm just going to be giving my thoughts and opinions on each thing just as it comes up. With all that ado, let's get into it. I like how we haven't seen Sakurai in like forever, and like the first thing he says is, "Damn, making games is hard."
早速ですが、なぜカービィのエアライダーという名前に変わったのという質問にお答えしますが、今回はライダーが選べるからです。
So like, obviously Kirby, DDD, and Meta Knight were going to be here, and like 99% chance that Waldy was going to be here too, you know. So the squad is being in the game is not surprising, you know. Like none of this is surprising. Like these guys were obviously going to be in the game. Glad that Bandana Waldy is here though, you know. Like he deserves to be in this game. So Chef Kawasaki is an interesting pick though. I do like it though. You know, he's one of the more prominent Kirby enemies. He even was in the anime too.
今回は各キャラの個性も楽しんでいただきましょう。なぜエアライドの新作を私が作ることになったのかというと、任天堂のソフト開発責任者である高橋さんと当時の春研究所社長の水原さんにぜひともと強くお願いされたからです。その頃私はスマブラスペシャルのダウンロードコンテンツ
I can't believe he was already like this long ago. Dude was already like getting ideas for making the Kirby Air Riders game. That's insane to me. Takes that long to develop games. Very interesting that HAL Laboratory is not involved with this, by the way. It's still Sora and Bandai.
それでは本題です。カービィのエアライドとは、つまりカービィを使ったレースゲームですと。こりゃマリオカートで良いですね。
This game could not be further from Mario Kart. Like the only similarity is that it's a racing game. Aside from it just being a racing game, it is vastly different from Mario Kart.
このゲームの訴求点はレースではない。とりあえずゲーム画面を初公開します。こんな感じ
Even
です。
Sakurai himself acknowledges that like it's like the races are not the appeal. This looks so good, by the way. Like so clean, so fresh, so good. This just looks fun to control too.
本当に作られていますね。これからたっぷり説明させていただきます。基本的なマシンの走らせ方について、ここ大事なのでぜひ覚えてください。さまざまな形状や特徴を持つ乗り物、これがエアライドマシン。略して
I'm betting these are the 4 carts that we start out with, and Bandana, and like these are the 4 riders that we start out with. I'm betting everything else has to be unlocked.
マシンは通常ホバーのように床から少し浮き上がっています。そして自動的に前進しています。
We'll see
ボタンを
though.
押す必要はありません。
So yeah, obviously the controls have not changed at all. You know,
まっすぐ走っている
still
時は
just
スティック左右だけで向きを変えます。
left and right to maneuver and
操作はワン
A
ボタン
button to
プッシュを使って
charge.
制御します。ボタンを押すとマシンが地につきプッシュしてブレーキ、同時にボタンを押しっぱなしでチャージを行います。ただ
It'd be weird if
まっす
the
ぐ走
like
っている
the
時に
controls
ボタン
did
を押す
change, you know.
あまり意味なし。きつめのコーナーがあった時、スティックを真横に倒しながらボタンを押すことでザザッと血を滑りドリフトします。プッシュし続けることが大事。そしてチャージを溜め続けカーブの出口で一気に開放。ドリフトを兼ねたチャージを繰り返すことで激しく速く進めます。これが基本。
This is like one of the best games. Like Kirby Air Riders really handled going around tight corners like so well. Like it feels good to go around tight corners as opposed to literally any other racing game I've played. Like Mario Kart handled it pretty well, but like when there's like super tight turns in Mario Kart, I still fucking have trouble with it. But like Kirby Air Ride, nah, you can do quick 180s and be completely fine. It's great. I love it.
ジャンプ台でいきなり落ちてしまうので、着地は華麗に地面に平行に合わせてください。ナイス着地でスピードアップできます。ハンドルを切るにも飛行するにも優しく操作をすることが大事ですね。そして前作はプッシュを司るワンボタンのみで遊べたのですが、今回は残念ながらボタンを一つ追加してしまいました。
Oh no, a second button!
遊びの幅が広がるので、マシンを
No!
落ち着けるプッシュボタンに対して
How will we ever adapt?
と言います。チャージゲージの近くにスペシャルゲージがあります。これが溜まった時にボタンを押すと
In all seriousness, no, this is pretty amazing.
スペシャル技が発動します。
Dude added alts to a racing game.
より早く進めるものもあれば攻撃に特化したものもあります。
I'm glad that they still, that like, Minute can still just fly on his own, even if it's just limited to his special. I think that's pretty fun. Kirby getting to have 4 different specials via whatever color you pick is pretty cool.
カービィだけは4つのスペシャルがあり、色を選ぶことで使い分けられます。まあ主役ですからね。そしてしれっとキャピーが混じっていました。
Cappy being a character is sure, why not?
あとスペシャルボタンにはもう一つ重要な機能があるのですが、
We're getting into like Mario Kart World territory with these characters.
今お話ししたことを含め各種走行テクニックは教習所で
Ah
学ぶことが
yes,
でき
for
ま
those
す。
completely new to the
ゲー
game,
ムする前に
would
チャレンジしてみると
recommend.
良いですね。全部のチェックを埋めたらこの
I
ゲー
will
ムの
not
テクニッ
be
クは万全になってい
checking out the basics because I've already played the original game to my heart's content,
そ
so.
してマシンの性能は様々です。
So, from what it seems like most, if not all of the machines from the first game are going to be here, and then they've added some new ones. Like, during the direct we got to see most of the original machines that are coming back. There's still like a few that we haven't seen, but who knows, they might be in the game, they might not, we don't know yet. Shadow Star, my goat. This is my like favorite one to play as. Paper Star, the first new one. I bet Paper Star is going to be good doing air rides. Bulk Star, I never liked this one.
それを燃料として走ります。
This is like the opposite of the Paper Star. Sword Star wasn't like isn't like Sword Star like one of the best ones in the original? I could never get used to how it
前
controls.
回は大きく分けてスタータイプとバイクタイプという2種がありましたが、新たなタイプが登場します。
So yeah, now we have the Chariot type, which I'm excited to get my hands on the chariots. The chariots look fun. And the tank types as well. Tank types are... This is interesting. I need to get a feel for that.
なぜかキャラ立ちがあるマシンたち。これが一つの魅力になっています。
I'm just gonna try out the tanks, see how they feel.
ルールによっては壊れかけることがあります。
So this is interesting, right? Is it gonna be a strategy to try to purposely have your cart become damaged? I have to wonder though, like because you get more high speed, is it gonna be harder to turn? Maybe. I'm glad that they can ride on the machines this time around. I think that's a good change. It would have been cool if there was like if you could also have the option to not play on a machine and still play as Meta Knight, you know. But Magalore, of course, he was going to be here. Gooey, another fan, you know. Of course, he was also going to be here. Another fan favorite. Waddle-Doo, I mean, if Waddle-Dee is here, you know, why not Waddle-Doo? An iconic enemy. Knuckle Joe, my goat, my favorite enemy in the game. Knuckle Joe, glad he's here. Susie, of course Susie was gonna make it in. I've seen some like stuff on Twitter being like people wondering where Marks and Taranza are. Who knows? They might be in the game, or they might not. We don't know yet. Ah yes, because of course we're gonna be different sizes. I don't know how I feel about like having actual stats this time around, because I think like in the original game you didn't have stats. At least during Air Ride, you know, like each machine still handled differently. You know, some were definitely faster than others, but like you couldn't see a visual representation of your stats. So I don't know how to feel about that. That you can like see your stats this time around. I'm sure it's fine though. Course first and then rider? Kind of similar to how we did Smash, where you pick your stage first and then the fighter. Okay, this is interesting. Yep, now everybody can use copy abilities, which is insane to think about. But like, obviously they had to do that, you know. Obviously they had to do that. It's still weird to think about though. Like if they'd kept the cast to just Kirby, Meta Knight, and like King DD, then they probably could have gotten away with just having Kirby with the copy abilities again. But like, because they're adding so many other characters now, you know, they have to like let everybody use the copy abilities. I like this change to Plasma, by the way. Jet being here is like, well, obviously. Oh yes, capture. The thing that they definitely had in previous games. Oh no, this is one of those things where it's like, well, it's good this game isn't canon, you know. It's good that this is like a side game, because otherwise this would create some serious implications. Ah yes, Starman. Because again, why not? Again, this is like Mario Kart World territory where it's like we're just allowing all the enemies in, you know? It's fun though. This guy's cute. I like him. To!
とりあえず先にエアライド、つまりレースモードについて説明しておきましょう。個性あふれるマシンとライダーでゴールを競うものですね。最大参加人数は6人です。
6 players. That's nice. Yeah. I like when there's less players, I'm gonna be honest. Having up to like 24 people in Mario Kart World is way too chaotic.
とりあえずこれから1周だけに絞って遊んでみます。 人のプレーでは画面用意するかもしれませんから、画面から少し離れたり画面を小さくするのがおすすめです。海のコースダグウォーターを選んでみましょう。キャラモノのレースの海コースって青い海、白い砂浜、ラテンが流れていたりするのどかなリゾート風味になりがちですが、このカービィのエアライダーはそんなに甘くはないです。ご覧ください。海の面行ってみます。海がいきなり割れてますけどね。
Ah, yes, another Kirby game where the ocean splits open. With this and like Starcross World doing it, it's like, wow, that's some interesting timing.
また自身が敵キャラクターとかライバルを攻撃するとその分スピードアップすることができます。攻撃によって相手の足を引っ張るというのではなくて、
Now, Plasma going away after one big blast is interesting. That's a nerf. It used to be that you could get 2 big shots off before it would go away. Now it seems to go away after 1 shot, which is interesting.
ドリフトで抜けて大砲、そして大渦、そしてもう水の荒れ来るのがすごいですね。生きた水というコンセプトで、このコースは作っていますけど、コピーもう一個取ってみて、お、ホイールだ。
I do think it's interesting how they have like announcer announcing, you know, the copy abilities and all that. If there's an option to turn that off, though, I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably gonna turn it off. Just because I know that's gonna get annoying during the races.
こういう風に攻撃行動はいろいろあるけれど、それによってスピードアップをしていくという遊びが。
So we get like coins or something from winning. So clearly there's gonna be some kind of unlock system.
高くよく作られていると思います。同じようなところがあまりなく、くるくる展開が変わります。
So they only show off new courses here, and my big question is, are we gonna have any courses that are returning? This one looks really cool. I'm kind of a sucker for like caves and such. This is my favorite new course. I adore shit like this. I gobble shit like this up. I love it. Mount April Falls just looks beautiful.
先頃のプレーでも使っていましたが、勝つために大事なテクニックをご紹介しておきます。まずはスタースリップ。マシンは星をまき散らかしながら走りますが、
So this is the whole like thing that was in Mario Kart, where like if you like ride behind somebody else, you can eventually get a boost. This seems to be the same thing, where if you just drive behind someone else for a bit, you'll get a speed boost and you can zoom past them.
やられた時のダメージリアクションも低めです。後ろにつくことにより、また攻撃により自身も
So yeah, constantly attacking just your rivals or just enemies on the course grants speed boost. I'm pretty sure this was the case in the original game as well. So glad to see that hasn't changed. More vehicles. Ah, yes, the Slick Star. One that felt like you were constantly driving on ice. Rocket Star. Rocket Star was fun to play around with, but it was never really like the best one to play as. Rex Wheelie was like, I don't know, man. Battle Chariot. Looks cool. I'm glad he's giving us like, you know, like we can adjust laps and like I'm glad he's giving us like full control over how we do the races and whatnot. See, we can even have the option to like have the stuff be destroyed or not. You know, I'm glad that's an option. Alright, here we go. City Trial. The main event. Sakurai knows everyone loved City Trial. So I'm like 99% sure this map is bigger than the original map. So in case anyone was like unsure if it was like the same size or possibly even smaller, I'm like 99% sure it's bigger. So no fear on that. This does very much remind me of like Smash's Wii U, like the Smash 4 or whatever. It reminds me of some of the like the Smash 3DS, like the Smash Run, how you can go to like different areas and fight enemies and such. It's like the visual styling of this area, of this whole Skya, kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
Game の流れをざっくりご紹介します。このスカイヤを舞台に自由に走り回り、マシンを見つけて乗り換え、あちこちに落ちている。
Glad you can just like instantly swap to machines now. That's such a good change. Base time limit seems to be 5 minutes, but as we'll see a bit later, you can customize that to be shorter or longer. So thank goodness. I know everyone likes to play like 10 minutes city trials. Don't worry, we'll still be able to do that.
前作は画面分割で4人プレイまで対応でしたが、今回は最大で
16 is crazy. I think it's great that he's allowing for up to that many. You know, I think it's kind of insane that he's allowing up to that many. I think you know, but sure, why not? You know. Now you don't always have to do 16 because as he showcases a bit later, you can do less than that if you want. Which I'm gonna be honest. Okay, wait. I need to backtrack for a quick second here. Alright, look. It's red. You guys can see, like, tell how it's normally blue? It's red now for some reason. Like, is this like an alternate version of this vehicle? Or can you somehow change them during the city trial? Like, I'm really wondering, you know? Are there like alt versions with like slightly different stats or something, you know? Slightly different mechanics? Or is there something you can do to like change carts during the city trial? You know? I'm very curious about this.
与えられた5分で戦うスカイヤの遊びについてゲームの流れとともに少し説明しておきます。
I think 5 minutes was the default for the original game as well. So seems that's not changed here, but you can definitely customize it to be shorter or longer.
ゲームスタートしたらなるべく早くマシンを見つけて乗り換えてしまいましょう。誰も乗っていないマシンを空車と言います。ここで大事なこと。ボタンが一つ増えたという話をしました。
Yep.
空車に向けてスペシャルボタンを押すと
Easy swap button.
直接乗り換えられます。
That's nice. That's such a good quality of life change. This too. This is also just a great quality of life change. Now I do like that you can still get off of your. Okay, hold on. I just noticed something that I didn't notice before. Let me go back a little bit further. Do y'all see that box in the upper right-hand corner? That's an entirely new box. We don't know what that does. That's an entirely new box. Could this maybe be like where the box that has the chance for the legendary parts to drop, or is this maybe something else entirely? We have no clue. This is not something that he goes over in the direct. So something to theorize about. This is really funny to me. Oh, your machine's about to break. Let me fucking knock you off of it and steal it for myself. People are definitely gonna grief with that. But it seems you can only do that if like you're low on HP. So like you can't knock somebody off if they're like full health, which is good. 攻撃アイテムでライバルを攻撃し、パワーアップを落とさせて奪うこともできます。もしもマシンが壊れたら、ライダー単体で歩いたりジャンプすることができます。
さっさと空車を見つけて乗り換えていきまし
So
ょ
I
う。
guess this is probably the primary reason that you can still get off your vehicle is just because there will be times when your vehicle will get destroyed and you'll have to walk around.
フィールドでは様々なイベントが起こります。
So far we've seen the blue boxes, the red boxes, we've seen those special boxes. We've not seen the green boxes.
特徴的な新イベントをご紹介します。
Maybe those special boxes are taking the place of the green
デスマッ
ones?
チ。
Maybe.
それらのイベントが始まるとフィールドのどこかにスタートエリアが生じます。まずはそこに急いでください。
This is interesting. I like these new events.
早く入るとスタートまでの待ち時間にパワーアップをもらい続けられます。
Little short races and little short demolition derbies. I think that's a cool new event to add.
なお部外者から見ると参加者はゴースト化しており、
And I'm glad that you have the option to just not if you want to, maybe you're trying to go after something in particular, you can just be like, nah, screw the event. I'll keep doing what I'm doing, Though it does seem like, it would probably be advantageous to go to these events because you gain a fair amount of upgrades. I'm glad that your vehicles don't get destroyed if you get eliminated. That's great to hear. Probably. Krakow new boss, let's go. Of course, Dynablade comes back. Meteors. Classic. Secret rooms, yes, of course. Ah, yes, buffering the new event. While this is happening, so well, some of the new events that are not showcased, or not some of the new events, some of the old events that are not showcased here are the stuff like TAC, the attack event, where you gotta find TAC and you get, then if you defeat him, you get a whole bunch of stuff. There's the the fake items event. There's the bouncy boxes event. Those are not showcased here. Who knows if we'll be getting them or not? It'd be cool if we did, but maybe not. Alright, sorry about that. My internet went down for several minutes, but let's get back into it. I did always like the pillar event. Just run to the giant pillar and get power-ups. This makes me wonder if it's still, does each power just count as one thing still, or is it multiplied maybe? Portal is an interesting event. Just run through the portals and get power-ups, I guess. So what do you mean it's not it's not a good idea to just collect power-ups? I'm just gonna be collecting everything I can get my hands on, I'm gonna be honest.
そして仕上がったマシンの性能を確認しつつ全員スタジアムに流れます。
If those are the stats you can get after 5 minutes, it's gonna be crazy to see the kind of stats you can get after 10.
バトルでダントツ、小回り重視など仕上がったマシンの特性をよく見ておきましょう。5分のフィールド戦の後、決戦の舞台スタジアムを一部ご紹介しましょう。
All this stuff is classic so far. We've got Kirby melee stuff, obviously. Got Air Glider, classic. Drag Race, obviously.
3, 2, 1, go!
Target Slide, Desktop Derby, which is just more of the skydive. This one's new, which is cool. I like this. Gourmet Race, obviously. Yeah, this is a new one, and this is fun. I like. fun. I like this.
はあ、いろんな競技種があるんですね。もちろん育てたマシンに有利不利が生まれます。基本的にはスタジアム種は多くの中からランダムで選ばれます。まず16人参加ということは、
So usually chosen not
16
random.
分の1しかないということになりますよね。中には100人で対戦をするようなゲーム
Sakurai does not like lots of people competing against each other.
がないのも厳しい。
I agree with his idea of keeping the competitors to a smaller amount.
というのもそのいい加減さが面白さかな。アバウトで適当だからこその良さもあります。
I agree with this
まあ
actually.
しかしどんなマシンでもある程度奮戦できそうな手を考えました。今回は
Being able to choose is a nice new feature. So I'm pretty sure in the settings you can toggle whether you want to be able to vote or just have it be completely random.
成長結果などによりおすすめマークがついているので迷った
But
ら
I like that this is now
16
an
人の参
option.
加者は同じく提示された4つのスタジアムのどこかに入ることになりますが、どこに誰が入ったのかはスタートするまで分からず、ここから駆け引きが始まっています。
But like here's the thing where it's like not everyone participates in the same stadium, right? You only participate in the one that you choose, I think. Well, I think that's only if you have like a lot of people. I think if you're playing with like fewer people, you all go to the same one.
なるほど、これは面白いですね。ではシティトライアルを CP 相手にワンプレイしてみましょう。 CP を11人で12人戦で試してみます。
Yeah, you don't have to play with 16. You can play with less if you want.
取れ高が高いものになると良いのですけれども、観光重視で行ってきます。はい、始めます。最初のライトスターは弱いのでよく見て近くのマシンに乗り換えを行う必要がありますね。リングスターあるからそれ乗り換えて乗り換えは簡単で Y ボタン
King Stars is usually a solid choice, at least for
最
exploring.
初のライトスターだったら特にボタンを押さずして、ぶつかるだけで乗り換えることができます。そして当面はコンテナを見つけて、それを破壊して中身を得るというのがいいですね。こう野良で落ちてるようなものも
Yeah, we see blue boxes, we see red boxes. I've not seen a single green box this entire time though, so I'm wondering if they got replaced with like just a different kind of box. Perhaps that like multicolored one that we saw earlier.
なかなかいいかもしれない。ちょっと地下街とか見てみましょうかね。そう飛びやすくなってるのなんだけど、地下の氷がありますね。
There it is again.
浮いてしまう。
So I'm wondering if that has replaced the green boxes or not.
良いことも悪いことも起こるのがイベントなので。
Because the green boxes were the ones that had items in them. Blue was buffs or stats. Green was items. Red was abilities, and red could sometimes contain legendary pieces. I'm wondering if they changed how the green ones looked.
駅をつなぐ環状線がこうやってあるんですね。外側を回っています。そして横の方に入力をしておくと左の方ですね。
I like how you can just get off rails early. That's such a good change. Ah, rare boxes. So this is a new box. I'm wondering if the rare boxes are going to be what have the legendary pieces now. Instead of it being on the red one, I'm wondering if it's going to be these rare boxes now.
ウィングよりはいい。そしてデスマッチはこの中に入場してきた人たちで、戦い合うわけですけれども、相手を倒した時の報酬と、自分の順位による報酬の2つがあります。まあだからとにかく稼ぐためには相手をよく倒した方がいいし、一人
Sakura just goes absolutely crazy
そして、
here.
自分がなるべく長く生き残った方がいいっていう。
Makes sense though.
この落ちているアイテムなんかを駆使してなんとか頑張っていくというようなパターンです。2人目ラッキー。結構ここで3人目4人目、うわーこれ儲かりすぎるわ。
He kills like 5 people. Goes on a rampage.
強いんじゃないのね。すんごい儲かってた。儲かったおかげでだいぶスピードも速くなってまいりました。1位ですって。そうだな、ここでウィングスターにまた乗り換えてみよう。これだいぶ上に上がれるんじゃないですか。遠くに飛びますね。これはなかなか火山が見えますけど、火山の中にも入れますが、それは中身内緒にしておこうかなと。ここ闘技場ですね。だいぶ上に何かぶつかったけれど、とりあえず今のは気にしないでおこう。
Ah yes, gotta can't show everything
そ
off.
ろそろ時間も少なくなったので身の振り方を考えなければいけないです。
Gotta have some
身の振
air
り
of
方っていう
mystery.
のはどう
Look,
いうスタジアムが出てくることを想定してどういうマシンに乗るかってことですね。お、これはゴールドが降ってきた。
it's like when I see the Gordos falling from the sky, and it's just like, nah, I ain't dealing with that.
自分は飛べるからね、みんな頑張って。
Good luck, everyone else.
こんなにすごいゲーム。
This game is wild.
空飛ぶ島がこんな
That
たくさん
guy's
の
having
トゲトゲ
fun.
ウニウニに支配されるっていうゲームってあんまないですよね。あ、そうだ、一つ触れておくと、これちょっと今スペシャル使っちゃいましたけど、降車できます。降りられるけどアイテムはその時拾えないですね。だから
Yeah, there's never really much point in
降りたりしたらすぐに
being off your machine unless you're trying to find a different
そして
machine.
身の振り方は決まりました。もう今回は飛行能力は高い
But
から
since you can just instantly swap to other machines,
こういうことにしようかな。
there's even less reason to be off your machine this time around.
あと5秒ぐらい。
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time!
おしまい。音楽もぴったりと決まるという。飛行13、そして加速も12。やっぱり飛行で攻めるべきですかね。重たさも上がってるので、反面防御力とかも少しずつ上がってると。だから何でもいけるな。何でもいける中でこういうのが出てきましたけど、やっぱりおすすめに準ずるべきかなというわけで。ポイントを
There's a single flight and only fights against like 3 other people, even though there were like 12 CPUs.
これ2回のチャレンジで、より高い得点を取った人が勝ちというルールです。100を狙うよ。よしよし。
I'm glad you can still get off your machine doing these parts. That was always like a really fun thing to me. You know, doing like air glider or target score is so much fun to like land and then just get off your machine and keep running around.
もちろん先に取られてまずいねこのタイミング。危ない。今ギリでしたけど、ほらギリだった。そして。
Oh. Alright, sorry, internet issues again. Anyways.
そして下の方カービィがちょこちょこ走ってますね。はい、1、2。はい、お疲れ様でした。
It looks like there's like 2 different types of currencies at the bottom left there. There's like the coin and then there's like something else. I wonder what that other currency is.
となるので気をつけましょうということで。このゲーム面白いな。シティトライアルでした。ところでアイテムについての新要素。アイテムは新しいものを拾うと上書きされますが、使用中のもの
This is a cool new feature. It's now you got like multiple items up.
コピー能力は毎回使い切りでストックできます。
I wonder if you can like pick up 2 items and then head to like a battle, like an event battle, and then like still have those items while you're waiting for people to join in.
ほぼ切れている場合はストックされずに消滅します。スタジアムについて。たまにスタジアムが16人全員で一つに攻撃されることもあります。
automatically selected.
前作と同じルールということになりますが、この場合
So only sometimes you get to choose, I guess.
コース開始前に予告がある場合と
Sometimes you'll get to know what it is. This seems a little confusing as to how it works, but I'm sure it'll be clear once we get our hands on the game. This is a cool new item. You get to like learn with that. I'm wondering if this just tells you, or if you get the prediction correct if it tells everyone. I'm gonna assume it just tells you though.
なお、一つのスタジアムには8人まで入場できます。
Up to 8 players can enter one stadium. So this part makes it seem like you only play with the people that you select the same stadium. You're the only one, you just win. Total champion. But then you still have to do it anyway.
これに勝っても負けても優勝になりますけれども、
It's like you win, but like here's something to do anyway. Instantly being able to jump into another game is also great. No longer having to wait. This is also nice, yeah.
前作同様完全ランダムにもできますのでルールをいじって
Glad you can turn the sitting board on or off. I do like that.
同じ種類でもバリエーションがある場合があります。これはまたたっぷり遊べたもんですね。
Probably have it on like most of the time, but you know, might be fun to have it just be random.
遊べるようになりました。平和ですけど、ぜひお楽しみください。
This is very like Odyssey reminiscent,
オープニングで少し流れていましたが、今回メインテーマがあります。
but also kind of reminds me of the theme from Forgotten Land as well. So
いくつかのコースの曲とともに任天堂ミュージックでこの後すぐに公開されますので、よろしければどうぞ。単なるコミカルレースゲームではないことは伝わりましたでしょうか。元のゲームは20年以上前のものですが、古さを感じさせず斬新な、しかも他のゲームでは楽しめない遊びがあると思います。今回の番組はこれで区切りですが、紹介しきれていないことがまだまだあります。いずれさらに魅力を伝えたいと思いますので、ご期待いただければと思います。
clearly we're gonna have more info in the future as well. So this is just our first look at this. Sakurai still doing like the fucking post credits, like. So I have a few thoughts about this. So I feel like that this could be like a few things, right? I feel like that could be like Nightmare. You know, it looks a little bit like DDD, so maybe like a DDD possessed Nightmare or Nightmare possessed DDD thing. Feel like this could also be maybe like a new boss battle. You know, because like, you know, in the original we had like the versus DDD boss event. You know, maybe that could be maybe this could be like a new boss event. Could be a new. Could be like both, where it's like a boss event, and if you defeat them, then you unlock them as a playable character or something, you know? So now I know everybody's wondering the big question: is there top ride? I'm gonna guess probably not, because you know it was the least liked mode from the original game, and the fact that it wasn't even mentioned at all here, I'm gonna assume that means no top ride. I was one of the few enjoyers of Top Ride. I did actually kind of like that mode, like playing it every maybe once in a while. But I'm just gonna assume no Top Ride. We don't know for sure. There's still like a small chance, you know, we might get some info in the future that like, hey, Top Ride is actually here. But I'm gonna assume no Top Ride. Yeah. So good direct, you know. Gotta learn a lot of new things about the new game. Still a whole bunch of questions left unanswered, you know. You know, like we didn't even get a mention of legendary machines, you know. And like there like have to be legendary machines, right? You know, there's gotta be at least one. I'm betting at least one of the old ones is gonna make it back between Hydra and Dragoon. I'm betting at least one of them, if not both of them, are gonna make it back. But you know, but like there has to be like a new one too, right? You know, there's gonna be like a new legendary machine as well, right? You know, I'm betting there's a new legendary machine, and I'm betting it is a chariot type, because it would make sense. You know, you look like for collecting 3 parts, it would be like the left wheel, the right wheel, and the middle body part. You know. It'd be great for the legendary machine, since you know it'd be kind of similar to like the Hydra with like the left and the right and the body, you know. So, but yeah, bunch of things we still don't know, but we did find out a good substantial amount. So, looking forward to this come November, and we'll probably be getting more info soon. I would be surprised if we didn't get at least one more direct between now and the release date. You know, maybe sometime in October, maybe. As we get closer to the launch title or the launch day. But yeah. So that's gonna do it for this video. Just thought I'd hop on, give my thoughts and impressions, and yeah. So that'll do it.